We'll now start with the Elevating Startup Founder Startup Showcase. So first up, we have a virtual pitch by Hawker.
And I'm the founder of Hawker, Airbnb for homemade food based in Malaysia. Here is our story. This is Lakshmi. She's a mother of 4 young children, loves to cook, and cooks with love. The best part? She has recipes passed down through generations you'd be dying to try. This is Eric. Eric used to work in the kitchen on a cruise ship. He hated it. He wanted to start his own bakery, but just didn't have the capital or resources to do so. And then we have you. I am sure you can relate to at least one of these statements. But what if I told you that Lakshmi can make highly customizable meals for you, and whatever she cooks for you that day is whatever her family eats that day? Eric, on the other hand, can make quality pastries you just can't get anywhere else. You know how your Asian parents will say a dessert is good when it is not too sweet? Now you can finally please your Asian parents too. That is what Hawker is all about. I'm Lian, and I founded Hawker in an Airbnb in Fremont, California after graduating at the height of COVID-19. Like many lost and desperate COVID graduates, affordable but wholesome meal deliveries would have made the world a difference to me. So I started Hawker, used Reddit as my main channel of customer acquisition for 2 months. However, I then found out that selling homemade food in America was illegal at that time, so I moved the business back home to Malaysia, and here we are today. Just like the Airbnb marketplace offers unique experiences hotels just don't, the Hawker marketplace is a community of home cooks like Lakshmi, or bakers like Eric you can order from that you wouldn't be able to anywhere else. People are hungry for this. We have seen a 10% growth in our GMV every 2 weeks. Also, 20% of our customers order every single day. We have over 100 merchants on Hawker so far, and not just that. Gone are the days of needing to set up physical shops in order to grow in the F&B industry. About 10 of our merchants have opened up multiple stores on Hawker itself, and while still operating in one home kitchen. This shows that home businesses on Hawker can scale on Hawker. That brings me to our vision. We want to create economic empowerment at a massive scale, all from the comfort of one's home kitchen. We do this by 1. Building powerful network effects between buyers and sellers. 2. Scaling home businesses, and more importantly, the stories that accompany them. To achieve that vision, we believe in being merchant first. We are committed to understanding home businesses better than anyone else. About 40% of Hawker merchants have no prior experience in the F&B industry, which means they face very unique challenges that are not solved by bigger platforms like Grab. We want to build tools for Hawker merchants to succeed as home businesses, not as restaurants. For example, with our data on customer behavior and preferences, we implement a surcharge pricing once too many customers select a particular delivery time slot. This nudges customers to select other slots, which makes operations for our merchants at home a lot more manageable. What's in store for customers? First of all, everything you order through Hawker is customizable to a very high degree. We have customers who are diabetic, vegan, gluten intolerant, you name it. It really feels like your mom is cooking for you because she just knows what you eat and what you don't eat. Secondly, meals on Hawker can be ordered for an entire week in advance. Your food will arrive at the same time every single day without fail. Again, it's just like your mom yelling at you every day that dinner's ready. And lastly, you know when your mom cooks for you because her cooking comes from a place of love. She's never going to skimp on quality, and that's the exact principle our merchants work with. With Hawker, customers can get all these things you see here on this slide on one marketplace alone. The 20% of customers who order every single day understand this, that the range and uniqueness of dining experiences can only be found on Hawker. How big can this get? The current TAM for food delivery worldwide is set to grow to a whopping $192 billion by 2025. But here comes the most exciting parts for our market potential. 15% of our customers are ordering something online for the very first time. This presents itself as an opportunity for Hawker to tap into a market segment that our competitors just cannot. We're not just fighting for a slice of the market, we're growing it. Secondly, there are already other comparables in other markets, such as Chef in the US West Coast. Although Chef has just received a $20 million funding from Andreessen, we believe Southeast Asia is the place to grow a marketplace like this. Why? This region has a very dynamic food culture rooted deeply in our history, coupled with the spirit of entrepreneurship. Not to mention, this region is on the cusp of rapid digitalization that we are going to capitalize on. Now, I wouldn't be here without the team who knows how to build from zero. Justin understands everything about our merchants from the pain points to their lifestyles. Jared has succeeded in reducing our delivery costs by 10% every single week since April. Yishuan, although she's new, has already developed and executed exciting growth plans for us. These are people who wake up in the wee hours of the morning just to make sure our customers' meals arrive on time and that our merchants never have to walk alone. We're raising a seed round of $1 million. With that amount, we can scale to 2,000 merchants with an MRR 1 million, as well as expand to Singapore. So join our round, but more importantly, join Lakshmi, Eric, and the rest of us on this movement to create economic empowerment at a massive scale in the most delicious way possible, of course. Since I am not physically here at the event, I can be contacted via the email address that you see down there if you have any questions, as well as LinkedIn if you look for me. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Elevating Founder Startup Showcase. So with me here on stage is Fang Wei Jun from Lalia Private Limited. Over to you.
All right. Test. All right, great. It's nice to be in person again. Very nice to meet everyone. My name is Wei Jun, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Lalia. Just 12 years ago, in this world, we only had 2 zettabytes of data. And if we fast forward about 15 years, we're expected to have 100 times that amount, right? That is a lot of data. If you don't know how many zeros a zettabyte has, it's 21 zero. But what does it mean for a startup to be in an environment where there's an accelerating growth of data? Meet Lalia. Lalia is an English learning platform, an AI-based English learning platform focused on non-native English speakers. And we separate ourselves by understand the interests of the learner, but most importantly, we are learning from learners. In the past, we were asking questions like, how do you teach English? Or how do you learn English? But now, with the prevalence of data, we can ask deeper questions, like how do we teach English for you? How do we teach English for your culture? And how do we teach English for your environment? What I mean by that, for example, in Lalia, we have AI activities powered by our patented technology. Take sentence creation, for example. Imagine if you're a first language Chinese person and a second language English, how would you say, I want to turn on the lights? In Chinese, you would think in Chinese, 我要开灯, right? And what would you do? You would translate words by words. I want to open the lights. What? That makes no sense, right? Because you're translating in your native language. And these types of errors, these types of culturally nuanced errors are what Lalia is trying to solve. We want to understand your culture, your background, and provide you with feedback that is more accurate than what conventional AI systems can. Similarly, with the pronunciation trainer, take Japan, for example. How do you learn English in Japan, right? You have katakana, and you use katakana as a crutch to learn English. In the end, you realize that, oh no, nobody understands me because I've learned katakana and not English. And these are the types of cultural errors that we in Lalia are trying to solve. We know the importance of this technology, which is why we have filed a patent with the largest institutional partners in the whole of Singapore. NUS, we have an exclusive license with them, and we filed a patent with them, and we recently have received investments from Enterprise Singapore to further the development of our technology. Right now, we are still at version 0.8, the initial stages of our platform. And so we follow a B2B2C model where we take teachers and painstakingly put them into classrooms using our platform. But the reason why we do this is for 3 reasons. First, it builds a data pipeline for us. Secondly, it helps us with iteration of our platform. And lastly, it provides us with early revenue. With the maturity of our platform, we will be exploring other SaaS-based business models like subscription model. Moving forward, we have a couple of amazing clients. If you all know NTT Docomo, which is one of the largest telecommunications companies in Japan, is our client, as well as universities in Japan. We have amazing partners. And lastly, we've been featured on media outlets like Asahi Newspaper, which is one of the 4 largest newspapers in the whole of Japan. This is our team. Myself, Francis, and Daichi. Obviously, we have a Japanese person to help us on the groundwork. And I didn't put a lot of information about us there because you can find me at booth L6 over there later, all right? But all of us graduated from the NUS GRIP program, which is the NUS Graduate Research Innovation Program. And in there, we honed skills like marketing, sales, pitching, product development. But more importantly, we have learned how to build a technological moat using intellectual property to defend ourselves against our competitors, which is why we have our patent today. So to sum up everything, we're in a race, right? We know that data is increasing. We know that AI is moving towards specific use cases. And we are strategically positioned to leverage on our patents and our opportunity in the market right now. So if you're interested in this race, please contact me. Otherwise, there are some other things that we're looking for. So if you know anyone, please introduce them to us. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up we will have Nitin Gupta from Rovi Innovations to do his speech. Yeah, over to you.
Thanks. All right. So today, Web3 is in the hands of a few. The problems being there is a very high barrier to entry. The interfaces are complex. There is complex onboarding. There is complex on-ramping. There is complex on-ramping. There is absolute lack of simplicity. Now, imagine a tomorrow where Web3 is going to be on every phone of the world, and it's indisputable. It is going to happen. Web3 is going to be on every phone of the world, and when that happens, there is going to be a revolution. Hi, my name is Nitin, and I'm founder at Rovi Protocol, and we are building towards that future, bringing crypto and Web3 to the masses, to hundreds of millions of users, using messaging, daily life messaging as a wedge. You would be wondering how. So first of all, reducing the barrier to entry using a smart keyboard app which works across any messaging app of the world without really depending on their APIs, and our own native messenger and social communities platform, users get rewards daily for their time and attention on messaging. Using their time and attention on messaging, using a smart algorithm. So you use WhatsApp or Telegram, and you get back rewards daily for chatting on Rovi Protocol. You use these rewards across 15 plus daily life utilities, which are built by developers using our APIs and modules. A developer utility can go live within straight 7 days. Today, these utilities span across gaming, social shopping, insurance, loans, bills, payments, utilities, you name it, and there would be a utility for daily life on Rovi Protocol. Users are able to burn their access rewards that they earned to get back our crypto token, which has an amazing utility which I'll come back to. So you burn your access rewards primarily for to get back the Rovi token. This builds path to onboard the mass user onto our play-to-earn and pay-to-earn GameFi infrastructure across 20 plus casual games today. A game can go live on Rovi Protocol within straight 7 days. Further, building the path for the first time crypto user to start trading across 400 plus tokens in super simple one-click buy-sell experiences using a local land exchange aggregation strategy, bringing the best prices to the user. And finally, one-click super simple DeFi investing where users invest their crypto and get back returns better than fixed deposits using our own custom DeFi protocol that works the magic at the back end. We have amazing traction within 4 months of our launch. We have 60,000 daily active users. Users are spending more than 50 minutes on an average a day. They are opening apps 50 to 60 times in a day. We generated $100,000 of transaction processed volume last month and 2 million plus transactions on an average month run rate. Super strong token where the token holders get 100% of the profits generated by the protocol distributed pro rata, and a gamified utility where if you are a Rovi token holder, you get back better DeFi returns, you have higher minting power for rewards, and you pay lowest trading fee in the industry. We have amazing backers in the current round that we are raising, including Polygon Studios and Polygon Ventures. And this round is ongoing. I would love to answer any more questions that you might have. I'm at booth A9. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for waiting here for our next presentation. So we have on the stage Mohan Singh from Solver Solutions. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hi guys, good morning or about to be afternoon. I'm Deep, the founder and CEO of Soft Solvers. Our brand name is Agilix. We build software to improve the insurance distribution. A lot of things are happening in many industries. This is also one of them where a lot of things are happening and going to happen in next few years. If you see majority of current development, what we see in insurance is towards the B2C side, whereby the individuals buying policies are improving. But the things is on the business side. A lot of businesses want to buy policies for their projects, their construction projects, their shipping, oil and gas, a lot of things. A lot of those things happen through the brokers. And that is where the biggest challenge right now is. Brokers are hardly digital to the say with. Everything is very manual. And that is what we are trying to change over here. There's a huge hype on insurance tech in general, right? But not so much more on the commercial insurance side. So we are building two different products. One is to manage end-to-end the whole flow of purchasing the insurance on the commercial side, whether it's through the brokers, which is still the manual kind of a way, but through the digital channels, or even through the online also. That means the businesses can buy the insurance online. One thing which is very clear is that we are not selling insurance, we are selling the solutions. We want to help the traditional providers of insurance to go digital rather than we trying to be the solution provider. Globally, it's a huge market, multi-billion dollar. Our focus is the developing countries. We have started from the Southeast Asia. We are currently working in 8 different countries, which is roughly 2 billion kind of a market size where we are operating in. And we think there's a huge impact we can create in this segment where nothing much is happening. We got our first customer in Singapore. It's a broker, AWG, roughly 1.5 years back. We built the solution together with them. We went live in 2011, August, around that time, June, July, August. And then after that, we managed to get another 5 brokers, Malaysia and Singapore. And right now in talks with almost 40 brokers. Some of them are brokers, some are directly insurance companies also. How do we digitalize the commercial insurance purchase? And it is going to be huge, probably bigger than even the B2C side as well. We are also working on setting up a foundation to scale our business. Like on our own with a small company, we can't sell much. So we are working on setting up a platform of network of partners, could be resellers, could be system integrator companies, working with all the tech guys who can help us and take us. Because insurance industry is still very difficult to get into. As a small startup, it's not easy to actually go and sell to an insurance company. But having the partners, strong partners who already have relationship, it's much easier to get in. Setting up teams, hiring people. We are also planning to launch a simplified version of for the smaller brokers or the smaller agencies so that we can go even at scale as well. Huge dreams, yeah, definitely huge dreams. We want to reach 100 million revenue in 6 years' time, 2028. We are currently at roughly $1 million kind of a thing. So 100 times we have to grow in next 6 years. That is what our thing. But it will be quite a good journey, quite a profitable journey for everybody who's part of this thing. Team is already ready. Yes, definitely it will be growing, but we have almost all the people in respective departments, and it will be. And we have done something like this before with our CRM application in last 7-8 years, where we deployed our solution in 7 different countries in Asia Pacific. So we know the industry. It's just that now it's more specific to the insurance, and we think we can make a lot of difference in this. We are also looking for people who are around us, like competitors. There are some, not many, but there are some. And we have kind of identified where we are better than them, what is that we can do, what are their strengths and weaknesses. So we are taking care of all of that. And I think there's a huge market to take care of some of these competitors, which are not so much. Lastly, we are raising our seed round, which is around 1.5 million US for a 15% equity. And this will be used to grow our revenue from currently roughly $1 million to 8 million in over next 1.5 years. Most of the money will go into the putting things in place, because still it's a seed round, some money in the product development, some money in the hiring the people, sales are a bit of an expansion. Next round, which we'll be going to raise after this one, will be the real growth round, which we feel somewhere in the next year, middle of next year could be done. If you have any questions on any aspect of my business, I'm here. Plus, we are having a booth also outside A8. You can come over there also. Thank you very much.
Next up, we have a virtual presentation by Tabia Academy. Over here.
Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a nice day at the conference. My name is Khalid Duggar, and I am from Tabir Academy. We are an edtech venture from Pakistan. At Tabir Academy, we believe that every student has the potential to develop into a well-rounded individual. Therefore, we helped and we are continuing to aid students in achieving educational goals through innovative mastery-based learning. By learning at Tabir Academy, students achieve efficiency, effectiveness, and agility. Currently, we cover college and university entry tests as well as public recruitment tests in Pakistan. But our platform has much more to offer. Ever since we were ambushed by the global pandemic, schools were shut down. This resulted in children learning online from home, which eventually promoted the development of numerous e-learning based platforms. As tech savvy as these platforms are, they do not equip students to reach their maximum potential. This is based on three fundamental reasons. Number one, learning is not differentiated. We are all unique in our own way. Your thought pattern is different from the person sitting next to you, and theirs from the person sitting next to them. Similarly, the learning capacity of a student varies from child to child. The current e-learning platforms in Pakistan do not differentiate between the diverse learning requirements of every student, as they provide a very generalized learning experience. Secondly, they are merely taking traditional learning methodologies and transforming them into e-learning. And lastly, current educational technology platforms within Pakistan pay less focus on concept-based learning as opposed to content-based education. So, what's the solution that Tabir Academy is currently implementing? We deploy mastery-based learning. This is a three-pronged approach where students are enabled to demonstrate a deep understanding of a topic before progressing to the next. The steps of mastery-based learning are as follows. First, students must demonstrate their current knowledge of a topic. This is done through a series of quizzes designed using subjective and objective questions. The questions in these quizzes are both content and concept-based. Then, using a marking method, we can assess the current standing of a student. Following this, we move on to the knowledge development stage. Over here, we equip students to develop concepts by making use of the learning box. A learning box is basically a tool developed by Tabir Academy which tailors learning content according to the individual's needs. So, it provides each student with a personalized experience where they can work on concepts in which they need specific help. The final step of mastery-based learning is progress tracking and retesting. This is where students progress through levels after demonstrating a deeper understanding of a concept through testing and retesting. And then the cycle continues.
Thank you, Bilal. I am Abdullah, co-founder of Tabir Academy, and I will talk a bit about numbers now. We launched Tabir in the last quarter of 2021, and so far we have around 45,000 users. Among these 45,000 users, 6,500 are returning users. We have almost 3,000 paying users enrolled in different courses. As of now, around 50 courses are active on Tabir, and this number is set to be doubled in the coming few months. Education sector in Pakistan is a very huge market, as Pakistan is the fifth largest population globally, and almost 63% of this population comprises of youth. So according to our estimates, in Pakistan, total available market for Tabir is around $6,000 million, from which serviceable available market is around $110 million, and serviceable obtainable market is $11 million in a year. So here is our future roadmap. Right now, Tabir is a web application, but we aim to launch mobile application of Tabir soon. For better learning experience, we think that there is a need to incorporate new models of gamification and adaptive learning based on artificial intelligence. In addition, since we are past market validation, now we want to go aggressive on branding and sales. We are also aiming institutional partnerships for better outreach. We already have signed 2 MOUs with educational institutions, and work on more is underway. So here are our profiles. Bilal comes with almost 15 years of experience in the test prep industry of Pakistan, while I am more of a marketing guy. So looking forward to networking with all of you on our startup board as well as through the networking application. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Nixon and I'm a co-founder of Metanoia alongside Janice. I apologize, but like today I have a little bit of a sore throat, so I'll hand the time over to Janice to lead today's presentation.
He just doesn't want to take the pitch. But hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. So we're Metanoia. We are a tech company, and we see ourselves basically as being the bridge between new technology and everyday people and companies. So by new technology, I mean Web3 technology, be it crypto, be it P2E, be it NFTs, and so on. So how did Metanoia come about in the first place is because when you go on the street, I mean the normal street, and you talk about Web3, people are like, oh, what is that? And people basically have no ideas. For society, it's basically split into two parts. There's a first smaller part that are people who are really into Web3, right? Like trading crypto every day, trading NFTs. And there's also the second group, which is actually the majority, who are like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like maybe I have one friend into crypto, but really, I have no idea, right? So what we want to do here is to solve problems for two groups of people. One is the average person on the street, and the other one is companies and businesses. So for the average person on the street, we're really looking at bringing the value to them. Value meaning there's no intrinsic value because crypto goes up and down. But even if there's value, and let's say it's just a niche category, then it might be like toy collectors or antique furniture collectors. I'm still not going to buy into it as a normal person because it has nothing to do with my life, right? I don't see the relevance. Even if I see the value and relevance, it's so complex. Like which wallet do I download? I don't know. On the other hand, we have businesses and merchants, right, who are struggling with real-world problems like customer loyalty, engagement. In a world where you have so many options, there's no reason for me, even if I'm a big brand like Starbucks, I will go to Starbucks today, Coffee Bean tomorrow, and somewhere else the day after. So customer loyalty and engagement is something that merchants are struggling with, much less new customer discovery, people that you don't know. So Metanoia very ambitiously plans to solve this for both groups of people by bringing value, relevance, and simplicity to both merchants and the end user. And we do this in two ways. We have mini quest and custom merchant NFTs. For the custom NFTs, we basically bring NFTs to transform customer loyalty in existing loyalty memberships for merchants. And for mini quest, we make it fun for the end user, so it's not so boring, right? Like, we're all sick of watching ads. How can we make it fun and give the end user a reason to engage with your brand? So some of our partners now are GrabFood, Uniqlo, Decathlon, GoTiffy, and HSBC as well. This is an example flow of how a merchant partnership NFT could look like, but I'd like you to focus on the 5 black rectangles. These are the perks that merchants get. Customer loyalty, engagement, discovery, and they also get data on price and how much of each thing they should produce. This is an example of the quest. When someone enters the app, they can filter by area of interest. For example, food, music, tech, so on and so forth. In this case, what you're seeing at number 1 is Starbucks is partnering with Grab to get their favorite flavor, chocolate or matcha. Second, the user has to post an Instagram story and tag both Starbucks, Grab, and Metanoia, and at the end, they get a little perk, which is $3 off. The user is now incentivized, and Starbucks is the obvious choice for me for a coffee tomorrow because I have $3 off, right? So I just want to move on to some of the merchant partners that we have now. So everything that you see in a circle, these are existing merchant partners. Some of them are only in Singapore, some of them are across SEA, and some of the global partnerships we're still negotiating at the moment. This is Nixon and myself. Our team right now is about 15 people. This is the core team. Our tech team is based mainly from Canada, and our art team is based mainly from Japan, and the rest of our team works remotely. We've also been very blessed to have a very strong board of advisors, both in finance, tech, and Web3. Which not only gives us advice before we fall into the hole, but also opens up networks to merchant opportunities as well as tech opportunities as well. Where we are right now is that we're in our pre-seed/private sale round. We're raising 2.8 million USD for 10% of the total network allocation supply. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to get in touch with Nixon or myself. I'm going to go to the very last slide where there is our contact. So feel free to take a picture of this if you happen to be an investor, merchant, or just simply want to know a little bit more about Metanoia. Feel free to get in touch with us. We'll be more than happy to share a little bit more, and hopefully I've done this whole pitch in 5 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone. Looking forward to hear it from you guys. And Nixon and myself will be at the front of the stage here if anyone wants to speak to us as well.